Good evening. Welcome to this organizational meeting of the Board of Estimate and Taxation for January 14th, 2026. I am Ken Daler with the Minneapolis City Clerk's Office, and I will convene this evening's meeting in order to conduct this body's election of officers for 2026. Before we begin the meeting, I want to offer a friendly reminder to all members, staff, and the public that these meetings are broadcast live to enable greater public participation. These broadcasts include real-time captioning as a further method to increase the accessibility of our proceedings to the community. Therefore, all speakers need to be mindful of the rate of their speech so that our captioners can fully capture and transcribe all comments for the broadcast. We ask all speakers to moderate the speed and clarity of their comments. At this time, I will ask the clerk to call the roll so we may verify the presence of a quorum.
Member Brandt.
Here.
Bernstein.
Present.
Chugtai is absent. Fry is absent. Olson.
Here.
Payne.
Present.
There are 4 members present.
Let the record reflect that we do have a quorum. We will now proceed to our agenda, a copy of which was posted for public access to the city's Legislative Information Management System, which is available at lims.minneapolismn.gov. May I please have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
We have a proper motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Captions are on.
Okay, please hold on one moment. We may have a tech issue.
Streamers crashing.
Looks like we might be paused for just a few minutes, so please hold.
Wait, where'd the other one go?
I took, isn't it fine?
There were 2, right?
Yeah. Right, no, I took
Yeah, where'd the other one?
in my back.
Yeah, you took 1.
Yeah.
Where's the other? Did you take 2 by accident?
Maybe I did.
Nice try, Steve.
I was asleep.
All right, welcome back. We had some tech issues, but we are resuming now. I will begin back at the beginning for clarity of the record. But I am Ken Daler with the Minneapolis City Clerk's Office, and I am convening tonight's organizational meeting of the Board of Estimate and Taxation for January 14th, 2026, in order to conduct this body's election of officers for 2026. Just a friendly reminder for all members and the public that these meetings are broadcast live to enable greater public participation, which is why we needed to pause. These broadcasts include real-time captioning, and all speakers should be mindful of the rate of their speech so that our captioners can fully capture and transcribe all comments for the broadcast. The clerk called the roll earlier, so I will just state for the record that we do have a quorum with Commissioners Bernstein, Brandt, Olson, and Payne here, as well as Commissioner Fry, who has also joined us since the beginning of the meeting. We will now proceed to our agenda, which is available on the city's legislative information management system, and I will again ask for a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
And that has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the agenda is adopted. Members, item number 3 on the agenda is the simple receipt of the Park and Recreation Board's appointment of Commissioner Tom Olson to serve as the Park Board's representative to the Board of Estimate and Taxation. So welcome, Commissioner Olson. But I will proceed directly then to item number 4 on our agenda, which is the election of the body's officers as set forth in Section 3.2 of the BET's bylaws, which the body conducts elections every year. For the roles of Vice President, President, and Vice President. In terms of procedure, I will administer the election for both President and Vice President, and we will follow the same procedure for both offices. First, I will open the floor for nominations. After all nominations have been made, I will close the nominating period. Once the nomination period is closed, no further nominations will be accepted. After the nominations period is closed, we will proceed to take the vote by roll call. There will be a separate vote on each nominee. If there are multiple nominees, we will consider an act on each nomination in the order it was received, and the nominee who receives the majority vote will be declared the winner of the election. Once the President and Vice President have been announced and elected, I will turn the meeting over to the newly elected President to preside over the remainder of the agenda. Are there any questions on the procedure process I have outlined? Commissioner Bernstein.
President and then Vice President?
Correct.
Okay.
Commissioner Brandt, your microphone isn't on.
We'll have a recess to reset the...
Yeah, we'll just take a short 2-minute recess to ensure the chair the President can sit in the middle at the chair spot. Okay, so at this point, we will proceed to the election of the President of the Board of Estimate and Taxation. The floor is now open for nominations, and I will ask if there are any nominations.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Brandt for President of the Board of Estimate and Taxation.
Commissioner Bernstein has nominated Commissioner Brandt. Are there any additional nominations for the office of President? Any additional nominations? Okay, seeing none, the nominating period for President is now closed. Is there any discussion on the nomination of Commissioner Brandt as President? All right, seeing no further requests for comment, we will proceed to a vote on the nomination to elect Commissioner Steve Brandt to the office of President. The clerk will call the roll.
Brandt.
Aye.
Bernstein.
Aye.
Chugtai is absent. Fry.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Payne.
Aye.
There are 5 ayes.
That motion carries, and Commissioner Brandt has been elected President. I will now open the floor to nominations for the office of Vice President. Are there any nominations for Vice President?
I nominate Commissioner Harris Bernstein for Vice President.
Commissioner Payne has nominated Commissioner Bernstein for Vice President. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Seeing no additional nominations, I will close the nominating period. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I will ask the clerk to call the roll on the nomination of Commissioner Bernstein as Vice President.
Brandt.
Aye.
Bernstein.
Aye.
Chugtai is absent. Fry.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Payne.
Aye.
There are 5 ayes.
That motion carries, and Commissioner Bernstein has been elected Vice President. Congratulations to our newly elected President, Vice President, and we'll take a brief 2-minute recess in order to reseat the newly elected President and Vice President.
Can't believe my coup failed.
Communications, we are ready to resume.
Oh,
All right, the Board of Estimate will return from our recess, and I would like to, I think the most appropriate thing is to welcome our newcomer to the board, Commissioner Olson, from the Park Board, the President of the Park Board, who was nominated by received the support of the Park Board for this position. And of course, Commissioner Bernstein, who was elected by the voters of Minneapolis. And we welcome back Mayor Fry, Council President Payne, and Council Member Chugtai. I'm glad to have that experience returning. All right. Before we go on with the agenda, we skipped over something we normally start with fairly early in the meeting, and that is our acknowledgement. And it's traditional at BET meetings to acknowledge that we meet on Dakota and Anishinaabe lands. Today, I'd like to go a step further than that normal statement to acknowledge the trauma that resulted from that land disposition, with which my ancestors have some personal experience. I'd also like to acknowledge that today there is new trauma sweeping the city of Minneapolis as we deal with the militarized invasion of an overreaching federal government. That trauma affects some of the same tribal people. Some of them were snatched days ago from their shelter under a bridge. It affects other indigenous peoples who have migrated to Minnesota from elsewhere in the Americas. It affects Somali people who have built new lives here. It affects other African people brought here against their will, as well as those who came more recently and voluntarily. It affects Hmong and Vietnamese who arrived as refugees from war-torn countries. It affects people who arrived here from the greater Asian diaspora, like my daughter-in-law. And it even affects European Americans, whether because some bear a Hispanic name or because others have thrown themselves into allyship by delivering food, giving rides under the cover of darkness, or even in vehicle trunks to get people to the doctor or other destinations, by taking to the streets as observers or protesters, by donating money, and in countless other ways. All these Minneapolitans are our neighbors, they are our co-workers, they are our fellow worshipers. I commend the principled stands taken by our public officials at the city and state levels. Thank you, Mayor Fry. Thank you, Attorney General Ellison. Thank you, Governor Walz. And I want to differ from some of my friends in that I also appreciate Minneapolis Police for taking on the difficult job of serving as a buffer between the feds and us, protecting our merchants and our public facilities as well as private property. This department has come a long way from 2020, and its officers better reflect the city. Let us honor that by not making these officers our enemies. Let us stay strong and disciplined in the face of this invasion and its provocations. Raise your voices, raise your banners, but let's not return our city to the destruction of 2020 that we are working so hard from which to rebuild. Stay strong, Minneapolis. Your public officials are with you, including at least 2 on this very board who have been stopped by federal agents. We will prevail. Thank you. We will now proceed to the annual review of our bylaws, which was sent out as part of your packet, and I raise the issue for discussion. Is anybody prepared to discuss a change in bylaws or propose a change in bylaws? Okay, seeing none, we will receive and file or just adoption and approval of the current bylaws. Okay. May I have a motion to readopt the current bylaws?
So moved.
Okay, second.
Seconded.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay, the bylaws are adopted as they came into the meeting. We also now take up our annual calendar of regular meetings, which was sent out as part of your agenda packet. Is there anyone who has a proposal to amend the calendar of annual meetings that was tentatively presented to the board last year, but is never final until it's adopted by the newly elected, newly seated board? Are there any changes, any proposals? Okay. We can amend, I think, during the year if need be. But otherwise, let us entertain a motion to adopt the annual calendar.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, thank you. We have a duly made and seconded motion before us. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right. That concludes the business to come before us, unless there are any announcements that people would like to make. Any introductory remarks by the Park Board President or the Council President or Mr. Bernstein or the Mayor? Council Member Commissioner Payne.
Thank you, President Brent. I just want to welcome Commissioners Olson and Harris-Bernstein to this body. As new members, I want to get you up to speed a little bit, at least on some of the debates that have happened over the time that I've been here. And it's really actually grounded in my belief that this body is an independent governing body from the city council, from the mayor, and is enshrined very specific powers that I think that we have a real opportunity to maximize. There is a debate about whether or not this body ought to exist, and it is my belief that if it's going to exist, we should do it well, and we should do it independently, or it shouldn't exist. And so that's just kind of some grounding that I wanted to bring as you enter into your participation in this independent governing body.
Any further discussion? Commissioner Bernstein.
Thanks for that, Commissioner Payne. I just wanted, as during my first meeting and sort of in light of the comments, the wonderful opening remarks that you gave, President Brandt, just to state, it was an interesting, strange week to begin this tenure. We have pretty limited, role on this board, but I don't think it is altogether separate from the crisis that we're facing right now. Our ability as a city to provide the monetary resources to invest in the programs that care for Minnesotans, Minneapolitans, that keep them safe, that build safe infrastructure, that fund a public safety system that keeps us safe, that enables our businesses to function. well. That all comes down to the tax base that we have and the resources that we marshal collectively to invest in all of our well-being. And so although today, introductory meeting of the Board of Estimate and Taxation does not feel like perhaps the most pressing matter, I'm very grateful to see all of you here. And I think that the work we're going to do over the next several years together very much has to do with the safety of the residents of this city and the prosperity that we hopefully will all share together. So it's a dark day to begin this work, but it is important work and it is not unrelated to what's happening right now. Thanks.
Are there any other announcements? All right, then seeing no further business to come before the board, we stand adjourned.